To make your own tote bag for your everyday use, then this video is for you. My name is Rosalind Dacha. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to make your own tote bag from beginning to end. Stay tuned for the detailed video. Without much ado, let's get right into the video. For this project, these are some of the tools and materials required. You need your sewing machine, an iron, a straight edge, scissors, you need some pins, you need your fabric, you also need thread. It could be matching thread or contrasting thread, chalk for marking. We're going to lay out fabric, mark the amount that we want, and then cut. So I want the width to be 14.5 inches and the length to be 17 inches, but it's going to be on fold. When folding the fabric, you want to fold it wrong side out. So from one edge going down, I need 17 inches. Okay, 17 inches. And now we are going to mark 14 inches. Mark another 14 inches at the other end so that we can join the two marks. We're going to join the two marks. So we are going to cut on this mark. We'll put this one away and we'll also cut handles of the tote bag. For the handle of the bag, we need 29 inches by 3.5 inches, and we need two of them for the two handles of the bag. So I'm going to fold this fabric into two, measure 29 inches length by 3.5 inches width. I'm going to measure 3.5 inches, but I will cut out this selvage. I don't want this print to appear in my bag, so I'm going to cut off this side. So I'll measure 3.5 inches starting from this edge. Use my chalk to mark 3.5 inches. Then I will use my ruler to join the marks in order to cut. Remember, I'm cutting out the self edge because I don't want that side to appear in my work. So when I was measuring, I left out that portion, so I need to cut it out. And I'm going to divide it into two because I folded it before cutting. I need two of them. These will form the handles of the bag. For the body of the bag, I'm going to measure 1.5 inches from the edge down, 1.5 inches. This step can be skipped, but I just want to demonstrate to you. To make it easier, I'm going to snip the edge slightly so that I'm transferring the marking to the other side, because whatever I'm going to do to one side, I'll do it to the other side as well. So I'm snipping the edge slightly just to transfer the mark. When I take this to the ironing board, I will fold it this way at the 1.5 inch mark and iron, and I'll do same to the other side too, so it will become something like this. Once I press this, I'll fold it in again from the edge 1/2 inch and press it down. So finally it will become something like this. I will show you when I go to the ironing board. For the handle of the bag, we're going to fold this also in half and stitch edge. We'll stitch it at 1/2 inch. So when I'm stitching at the sewing machine as well, I will show you. Now I'm going to iron the line. I've folded the fabric in. So this is the wrong side, this is the right side. So all edges of the fold is facing the wrong side of the fabric. After this fold, I'm going to fold again 1/2 inch. Iron at that point. Once you iron that second fold, you fold it in. So the raw edge of the first fold will not be seen, it will be hidden. So you have this second folded edge facing your side of the fabric. So this is how it looks. Do the same to the other side. We are going to the sewing machine and sew this piece. We are going to sew the raw edges at 1/2 inch. Let's go to the machine. Before we start sewing, I want to show you how to get the bobbin thread out. I've already threaded the top part of the machine and the bobbin as well. Right now it's just the top thread that is out. The bobbin thread is also supposed to come out. So I'm going to show you how to get it out. To get it out, you simply need to hold the handrail and turn it. As you're turning it, the needle would go down. Grab the bobbin thread out. Now the bobbin thread is out, I'm going to use the scissors to bring it out for you to see. So now we have both threads out, and I'll take them to the back of the machine before I start sewing. I've already pinned my piece and I'm going to start sewing. Let's turn on the machine. There are some markings on the stitch plate. There's one that is 1/2 inch. I'm going to line the raw edges with a 1/2 inch marking so that I can sew at 1/2 inch. The other option is to take a chalk and actually mark on the fabric so that you can sew along the line. That may be easier. When I sew a few stitches, I'm going to press on this reverse lever to stitch backwards. This is to ensure the stitches are secured. As we sew close to the pin, we take them out. You don't want to sew over your pin, otherwise your needle will become blunt or can even break. Then to the end of the stitches, we will reverse stitch again. We are going to push this lever down. So we are done sewing the handles for our tote bag. We will do the same to the other handle. These are the two handles for our tote bag. I've already turned this one out. I'm going to show you how I did it. I'm going to use this pencil. There are tools for doing this, but I'm going to improvise since I don't have the tool. So watch how I'm going to do it. Wrap some of the fabric around it and just keep pushing it until you get to the end. You pull the pencil out and then hold it and pull it down. There we have it. We are going to go to the ironing board and press this down. Now we are at the ironing board, and this is how I'm going to press it down with the seam facing up. This is a finished look. Do the same to the other handle. The next thing we are going to do is to insert the handles. I want to place them 4 inches apart. So what I'm going to do is subtract 4 inches from, okay, this is 14 inches. So I'm going to subtract 4 inches. What I'll have left will be 10 inches. So for the 10 inches, I'm going to mark 5 inches from the beginning, from one edge towards the middle, and also mark 5 inches from the other edge towards the middle. I'll do the same for the opposite side. Now I know where I'll be placing my handles. And to place the handles, I'm going to take the first one and open it up like this and place it to line up with the chalk mark. Also observe that I'm placing the seam line facing the wrong side of the fabric. I'll go ahead and pin this. Observe how I'm placing it. Again, the other end of the handle is going to the seam line facing down, right at the chalk mark. So it's going to be like this. I'll go ahead and pin this as well. And I'm going to do the same for the other side. Next, I'm going to take this to the machine and stitch at the edge. I'm going to give it an edge stitch, and I'll do same for both sides. Let's go to the sewing machine. We're going to sew at the edge. So we are done sewing the handles onto the body of the tote bag, and this is how it looks. The next step is to fold this up this way like this and edge stitch, this time from this edge, and then when we get to this part we'll sew across this side of the handle and go all the way to the other side to hold it in place. After stitching the handles of the tote bag to the body, this is how it looks. Next step, which is the final step, we are going to line sides, making sure that it's folded in exactly half. So this is the folded side of the tote bag. We are going to mark 1.5 inches. We could actually mark 2 inches. Let me do 1.5 inches. So I'm going to mark 1.5 inches from the fold up, and do the same on the other side. And I'm going to use the scissors to snip, just in order to transfer the 1.5 inch to the other side. I'm just pinning this in place. The next thing I'm going to do is to hold this one edge and fold it in this way, holding one snip, the side, the 1.5 inch mark that I snipped. I'm going to hold this in and line the two like this, and make sure all the edges are lined nicely. I'm going to use a pin to pin this down. I'll do the same to the other edge too. I'm going to hold, this is the chalk mark, and this is the snip. I'm going to hold this in as well. Make sure that all the raw edges are lined up on this other side, and I'll hold it down with a pin. This is how it's going to look. So I've folded that 1.5 inch in like this. Now we are going to stitch from one side towards the opening of the bag, and we'll do the same for the other side, and our tote bag will be complete. If you have a serger or a knitting machine, after sewing this, you can finish the raw edges so that it doesn't frill. The other option is to use zigzag stitch to finish off the raw edges. And that will be the end of our tutorial. Let's go to the sewing machine. I have used a few more pins to hold it in place. I'm going to sew at 1/2 inch. We'll do the same on both ends. This is how it looks after stitching the sides. I'm going to turn it inside out so that you see the finished look. This is how the finished bag looks. Look at the side that we turned in, the bottom of the bag. This is how it looks. So that was to give it some structure in order to be able to hold stuff. We have come to the end of today's tutorial. Look out for the next video on another project. Do well to subscribe, like, and share. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section. Thank you for watching.